Hey everyone, today I'm going to show you how to make this really cool 3D Baby Yoda interaction with Spline. So it's going to be super simple and easy to do, so let's get into it. So here we are in the new Spline project, so I'm going to click on this menu and create a new cylinder. And you click anywhere on the screen, and then you can go to these values and increase it by maybe 1/500, so we can have a taller cylinder like this. And I can scale it down a little bit, and we can move it up a little bit. So let's increase the corner so we can have a round cylinder like this. And then let's duplicate it into the second one. And for this one, I'm going to reduce the height to 500 and move it down here so we can have the handle. And I also wanted to make it wider by increasing the X also at the Z values. And we don't need it to be too rounded, so you're going to adjust this maybe just 18. Alright, so this is basically our lightsaber, so it's not there yet. So all we need to do now is to play around with the material to make it look like a lightsaber. So let's select the upper part, which is the blade. So for this one, I'm going to the color channels and change the color to a very light green like this. And then let's add another layer to this material, and for this one I'm going to select outline. And then let's go here and change the colors of the outline to a much darker green, maybe something like this. And then we can also increase the width, maybe increase it 4, see how it goes. And then select inside so it stay inside the cylinder shape. Alright, so the colors is looking good, but I wanted to glow like an actual lightsaber. So super easy. All you have to do is to click anywhere on the screen to open the scene properties menu, and from here you can turn on this post-processing features, which have a lot of really cool features here, but I wanted to glow, so all I have to do is to turn this bloom feature on. So as you can see, that is automatically added the glow effect to the whole scene. And then I can even make this much better by just adding a simple overlay blending mode to the outline layer. So you can see that it looks much more real and cooler. And then we can always go to the color channel to play around with the colors to come up with different result. So I'm kind of happy with this. So let's move on to the handles. So let's click on the handles and go to the color channel and switch it to a depth layer. So for this layer we can adjust the gradient by just clicking on this thumbnail here, and then from here you will see that there's a gradient controller on these on the object. So you can just move it around to adjust this gradient. So I'm going to move it up a little bit like this, and also adjusting this, move it up a little bit, and then I can change the color here. So I'm going to select a quite dark colors, a little bit blue and dark colors for the bottoms, and for the top I'm going to pick up the green color, so it feels like the light of the blade is affecting the colors of the handles. Alright, so we have something like this, so I'm quite happy with what we have here. So let's move on to the next step, which is adding some interaction to the lightsaber. So I wanted to kind of swinging as we move the mouse cursor, so super simple. First let's create a group object here. So when you have a group object here, we can move it around. So I'm going to move it to this point because we wanted this to be the anchor point of this lightsaber. So and I'm going to move this cylinder to this group. So we have this group here as the lightsaber, so I'm going to rename it as lightsaber. Okay, so next step I'm going to select this whole group and then go to the right panel here, and then we can click here to create a new event. And then for the event type, let's select look at. So now you can click on this play button to preview. So it's working, but it's not quite there yet because I wanted to swing a little bit harder. So let's go back to this look at menus, and then all we have to do is to adjust these numbers to maybe down to 300 and see how it goes. So now you can see that it's increased the swinging intensity, so it feels much better now. So alright, so we have this lightsaber interaction is quite good. So the next thing I wanted to do is to create an animation of the light coming from the handle, so it feels like it's growing and start glowing. So super easy. So but first I'm going to rename these. So we have the handle and the light, and I'm going to select the light and go to these panels on the right to add another state. So we have the base state and the state. And now let's select the base state, and for this one I'm going to scale it really short and move it down so it can be inside this handle. And for the state I'm going to grow it back. Okay, so we have the two state ready here. So we have the base state and the state. So next thing, super simple, let's just create a new event for this light object. And let's click here, and for this events we're going to select start, and then let's go down here. So for the change to we're going to select state, which is correct, and for the duration 1 second. So I think it's good, so let's just play it. So now you can see that it's growing from the beginning of this the preview. So maybe I wanted to make it a little bit slower by increasing to 1.5 seconds, so something like this. So I think it's looking pretty nice. Alright, so next step, we're going to create the Baby Yoda's 3D models, but we don't need to create it from scratch because you can find the Baby Yoda right here from the Spline library. So all you have to do is go to the libraries and go to the scene tab, and when you scroll it down here you can just click on view all for the categories, and if you scroll a little bit down you can see that there is Baby Yoda scene right here. Alright, so let's click on this to open the scene, and then from here you can just select this whole group and hit copy, and then just paste it to our current scene. Alright, cool. So let's just scale it down so it fit the lightsabers, and then let's remove the arms because we don't need it for this interaction. And then I'm going to adjust this color a little bit so it match the whole color scheme of our scene. Okay, so it's looking good. So now I'm going to duplicate the lightsaber into the second ones and then move it to the other side of the characters. And then you can go here to double check the state. So we have the two state here, which is working. So let's double check here. And then let's click here to preview. So it's working pretty good now, but the thing is that I think the Baby Yoda model is a little bit too static. So I wanted to add a little bit more motion to the model as we moving the cursor. So let's go back and then just click on export, and then scroll down to this on hover menu. So let's click here, and instead of none, let's select orbit camera. So and then maybe adjust the value to 10. So now let's update, and then once it's done you can click on the play button to review. So now when you move the mouse cursor, the whole bodies of Baby Yoda is also kind of react to the mouse cursor movements. So you can go back here and then adjust the sensitivity to whatever you feel like it works better. So now with the move, the intensity is a little bit too much here, so maybe let's go back and adjust to 15 to see how it goes. Let's wait for it to update, and then let's preview it. Maybe I'm going to move this a little bit closer to Baby Yoda. So now let's just preview it. Alright, so I think it's working much better now, except the fact that Baby Yoda is kind of hitting his own head, but that's okay. There's nothing that we can do. So the next thing I wanted to do is to try a different light setup, to make it feel a little bit more dramatic. So let's select the default directional light and turn it off, and then you can see something like this. And now I'm going to go to this menus and create a point light, and then let's move this light to maybe the middle position of the lightsabers. So I also wanted to adjust the colors to green, so it could reflect the green into the character, and then move it inside the lightsaber's object. So let's move it to this angle so we know exactly where it is. Alright, so once you get it to the right position, let's move it inside the lightsaber groove. So now it belongs to the lightsabers, and then when you move the mouse cursor, the light also reflecting, follow the lightsaber and reflecting on the characters. Really nice. So you can also duplicate the light and then move it to the others lightsabers. And now let's preview, and you can see that is looking much more realistic now because the light source is coming from the lightsabers. Okay, so this interaction is good, but I'm wondering, what if we can use this and create a game-like experience just from a few clicks? Which sound crazy, but actually is super easy now because Spline has just released a brand new cool features which is called game control, which will give you the ability to create something really cool like this. So let me just demonstrate it with the Baby Yoda here. So the first thing we need to do is to create a platform. So I'm going to create a ellipse and click here and then scale it much bigger and then move it down here so we can have a platform. And I'm going to adjust the colors to a quite dark color like this, and then let's select the characters and lightsabers and group it into one single group. So I'm going to call it Yoda. Alright, so with this group we're going to add an event, and for the event type let's select game control, and down here you can see there's a lot of different features and options for you to create a game experience. And you can follow the link down below the description to go to the full tutorial from the Spline channels so you can learn more details about these features. But for now I'm going just to show you quickly how it's going to turn out when you hit play. And now with this game control you can use the keyboard to move the character around. Like I'm using this WASD combination to make it going forward, backward, and move to the left, to the right. And then you can also use the mouse to make it swing the lightsaber, which is pretty cool. So this is just a very simple demonstration. You can go to the official Spline YouTube channel to watch the full tutorial of this brand new cool features. So the link down below the description. So this is the end of my tutorial today. So I hope you enjoy it, and I will see you in the next one.